All right, Jake, let's check it out, brother. So we're start out with the end in mind. So we're gonna start at launch, okay, and we're gonna work backwards, backward chaining and chunking. Figure out where you're gonna spend most of your time to be able to improve your technique and ultimately your velocity to close the gap on where you are today versus where you want to be with your ultimate goal that you stated of playing in the big league. So don't worry about where you start, it's where you finish, but definitely there's a gap that exists, and every day that goes by, I just want you to have a sense of urgency about it, and it's going to be technique first, some general strength, and then the velocity will come later, but we've got to create a more stable foundation for you as you continue on with the game. So anyway, let's go again to ball release. Okay, so launch, one of the things we look for from a safety standpoint for the elbow is how's the pronation bump. We call it the pronation bump. It's your body's protective mechanism. So the thumb is down, the pronation bump is there, not as pronounced as we'd like to see it. And then what that leads to is when we go ahead and continue on, we lose it, and now we're hyperextended, and this is putting the posterior shoulder and the posterior elbow at risk for injury, especially as you throw harder. So your brain's always wired to protect you, to keep you safe. So it's not going to let you throw harder if it knows that you don't have the capacity to slow your arm down effectively. So we're going to work on some posterior shoulder strength with wrist weights, Jaeger bands, and then some arm mapping and patterning with the driveline phase to help you become more efficient so that ultimately, again, you can throw harder strikes over time safely. So if we look back at this lead leg block, let's check it out here. Pretty good, pretty solid. Okay, really like it. So ultimately, the thing for you is going to be the driveline phase, which is right now you're getting into early rotation. The driveline phase is from here all the way through launch. And again, I'll make those recommendations. Let me know if you have questions.